I'm going to call tables to come and sit on the carpet. Once everyone's sitting on the carpet, I'll use my second attention getter, which is eyes are on the teacher, ears are listening, mouth is closed, hands are in our laps, and our body is sitting still up in a learner's position. So, who can tell me by raising their hand who is the main character of Snow White? Good, it's Snow White. So now I'm holding up a picture of Snow White. What does she look like on the outside? Is Snow White a boy or a girl? What color is Snow White's hair? What color are Snow White's eyes? Now I want you to turn and talk with a partner to describe what Snow White looks like on the outside. And the students will turn and talk for about 30 seconds, and then I will call on a student who raises their hand. Oh, good. So Snow White has black hair, red lips, and she has light skin. Very good. So those are physical traits, what we see on the outside of a character. So today we're going to be reading a book called The Boy Who Cried Wolf. We're going to learn about the physical characteristics, the physical traits, what we see on the outside of a character, and the personality traits, what we see on the inside of a character. For the instruction modeling section of my lesson, students will still be seated on the carpet. Class, class, class! Today we're going to be reading a fable. A fable is a fiction story passed down from person to person. They often include animals and teach us a lesson. A fable that you have read before is The Prince and the Pea. Today we're going to be reading a fable called The Boy Who Cried Wolf. I know that this book is fiction because it has characters and a setting. I also know it's fiction because the author wrote it to entertain us and tell a story. So by looking at our cover and what I know in my head about sheep already, I know that the setting is going to be outside because sheep live outside. So today when we're reading our fable, The Boy Who Cried Wolf, our main character is going to be the shepherd boy. So while we're reading our book together, we're going to be filling out our character traits anchor chart. We're going to be writing down the physical outside traits of the shepherd boy, which are what he looks like on the outside. And we're also going to be writing down his personality or inside traits, what the character is feeling on the inside. The personality or inside traits are based off of the character's actions and what they say. So an example of personality traits would be, is the shepherd boy funny because he makes jokes? So his personality trait would be funny. Is he mean because he makes fun of other people? Is he kind because he helps a friend? So we're going to read and find out. From looking at the cover of our book, I can see with my eye that the shepherd boy, our main character, has brown hair, he's a boy, and he is young. So I'm going to put boy as a physical outside trait. That's what I can see on the outside of our character. I'm going to do the same for young. And now we have brown hair. So I want you to put a thumbs up if you think that brown hair is a physical outside trait, or I want you to put a thumbs down if you think that brown hair is a personality or inside trait. Okay, good. So brown hair is a physical outside trait. We can see it on the outside. It's not based off of his actions or what he says. We can just see it with our eyes. The Boy Who Cried Wolf by Rob M. Worley. There once was a shepherd boy. A shepherd is a person who takes care of sheep. The only thing he ever saw was sheep. From knowing what I know in my head, it looks like the shepherd boy is bored. I know that if I sat on a rock all day just looking at sheep, that I would be bored too. Okay. So I know that the shepherd boy is bored because he's doing nothing all day, sitting on a rock, watching sheep, and that's based off of his actions. So I'm going to put bored as his personality inside trait. One day, the shepherd had an idea. Wolf, help, wolf! The townsfolk ran to help him. Townsfolk are people who live in the town. They're coming running because the shepherd boy was asking for their help. But there was no wolf. Wolf, help, wolf! The next day, the boy became bored again. Oh no, the shepherd boy is tricking the townsfolk again. Because he tricked him again, that's going to make him tricky. So he was being tricky because he was playing tricks on everyone, and that was based off of what he did. That's going to be a personality inside trait. Shepherd boy is tricky. He would not try to trick us twice, the townsfolk said. You are so foolish to be tricked again, the boy said. You see him laughing at everyone? Do you think that was very nice? No, I think he was being mean for laughing at everyone. So do you think that being mean would be a physical outside trait, what you see on the outside of the shepherd boy? Or do you think that being mean is a personality or inside trait? So if you think being mean is a physical outside trait, put your thumbs up. If you think mean is a personality inside trait, put your thumbs down. Okay, good. So being mean is a personality inside trait, right? Because we knew he was being mean from his action of laughing at everyone. So mean is a personality inside trait. Good job. You should not tell lies, yelled the townsfolk. The next day, a wolf sprang out of the woods. Wolf! Wolf! Help! Oh no, there's actually a wolf. The townsfolk thought he was trying to trick them again. The boy wondered why nobody came to help. So I think that the shepherd boy is confused because he didn't know why none of the townsfolk were coming to help this time, even though there really was a wolf. So I am going to get our confused and put confused as a personality inside trait, because he is confused because he's wondering why none of the townsfolk came to help him. Finally, the flock reached town. A flock is a big group of sheep. Look at all those sheep. Why didn't you help me? The boy asked, still confused. Because you lied to us twice before, the townsfolk said. So do you think that the shepherd boy was being dishonest? He was not being honest, right? He wasn't telling the truth. So, do you think that being dishonest is a physical outside trait or a personality inside trait? If you think that dishonest is a physical outside trait, put your thumbs up. If you think that dishonest is a personality inside trait, put your thumbs down. Oh, good, good. Being dishonest is a personality inside trait because it is based off of what he said, what he was lying to all the townsfolk, and not telling the truth. The moral of the story is, nobody believes a liar, even when he is telling the truth. So what we learned today from our story is based off of the last page, right? So we're going to read this again. Nobody believes a liar, even when he tells the truth. So if you're going to tell lies all the time, do you think people are going to believe you? No. So it's always important to tell the truth in case you really need help and it's the right thing to do. For the guided practice portion of the lesson, I'm going to call students by tables to go and sit at their desks from the carpet. Class, class, class. Eyes are on your teacher, ears are listening, mouth is closed, hands are on our desks, and our body is sitting still up in a learner's position. So now we are going to be working in our table groups on our character traits worksheet. We are going to be writing our physical outside traits of our main character, the shepherd boy, from The Boy Who Cried Wolf, in one column, and our personality inside traits, what we see on the inside of a person, which is based off of their actions, what they say, on this side of our worksheet. And there's going to be a word bank at the bottom to help us. So now I want our table helpers to come up and get the papers for your table. And you are also going to need a pencil for this. I'm going to do a couple examples for you to help you get started. So once everyone has their worksheet, I'm going to do a couple examples. Okay, what's the first thing you do when you get your paper? You write your name. So after we write our name, I'm going to go up on the Elmo and then I'm going to give them a physical trait. So physical trait, what we see on the outside of the shepherd boy, is that he is short. So I'm going to write short on the left side for our physical outside traits. For our personality inside traits, I'm going to look at my word bank and see, oh, he was bored because he didn't do anything but just sit on a rock and watch sheep all day. That's not very fun, right? That's boring. So I'm going to put that in my personality inside traits on the right side. So you're going to write 3 physical outside traits about the shepherd boy and 3 personality inside traits about the shepherd boy. You can work with your table as a group. You can also use the anchor chart up here to help you. Remember to look at your word bank. After you have written your 3 personality and 3 physical traits, I want you to draw a picture of the shepherd boy here. And I want you to color it and make it detailed. Whenever you're done, we're going to go on to another activity, and I want you to put this in your Keep at Home folder, okay? I am also going to set a visual timer for 10 minutes to complete this. You have 10 minutes to finish this. When the timer goes off, we'll go on to our next activity. So as students are working on their guided practice worksheet, I'm going to walk around to each table and ask them questions to also see where they're at, if they're understanding the lesson at all. So I'll ask questions such as, why do you think that this character trait is either a physical trait or a personality trait? I'll ask questions like, how do you think the shepherd boy felt when the townsfolk didn't come help him when there was a real wolf? And students will be seated this whole time at their desk while they're doing their guided practice, working in their heterogeneous groups. Class, class, class. Eyes are on your teacher, ears are listening, mouth is closed, hands are on our desks, and our body is sitting still up in a learner's position. So now you're going to work on this character traits T-chart worksheet by yourself independently at your desk. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna cut out these traits and you're gonna paste them on the correct side of the T-chart. So if we're looking at the character trait for confused, we're gonna cut it out and either paste it on the left side for physical outside traits, or we're gonna paste it on the personality inside traits. You're gonna have about 10 minutes to do this. I'm gonna set a visual timer for you. When you're done, I'm gonna come and collect it myself. If you finish early before the 10 minutes is up, what you can do is turn it over on the back and you're gonna write a story about a time you told a lie and what happened. You can also draw a picture and color it too. So what you're gonna need for this is a pencil to write your name, and you're also gonna need scissors and glue. So table helpers, if you could please come up and get the papers for your table. Class, class, class. Now you're gonna work on this exit ticket independently by yourself. So what you're gonna do for the first part of the exit ticket up here is you're either gonna write or draw a physical outside trait about yourself. For the second part of our exit ticket, you're gonna write or draw a personality or inside trait about yourself. So when you draw your picture, I want you to make sure that it's colored and detailed. If you're writing the trait, I want to make sure that I can read it, that it's not sloppy. So what you're going to need is a pencil to write your name at the top, and you're also going to need crayons if you're going to color in your picture. When you're done, I'm going to come and collect this, and you can read silently after you're done. I'm going to give you about 10 minutes to do this. After students finish their exit ticket assessment, then I'm going to go on to my closure. So today we learned about 2 ways to describe a character. We can describe them by their physical outside traits, what they look like on the outside, what we can see with our eyes. And we also learned about their personality inside traits, which are based off of their feelings, actions, and what they say. So using these can help me in the real world. So I can know if a friend is a good friend if they're not being mean. So if my friend is making fun of me and other people, then I know that they're being mean and I don't want to hang out with them. So I'm going to ask students now to give me real world examples. I'll have like 3 students give examples of personality and physical traits to make sure that they have understood the lesson.